The COVID surge is not slowing down. Today, the state reporting 5,400 new COVID-19 cases in a single day. That's the second highest report we've seen since the start of the pandemic.
The state also reported 27 more deaths and a positivity rate now at 13.24%. The number of patients, ICU cases, and people on a ventilator are all up today. The Kentucky Hospital Association is now calling on nurses, including retirees, to fill in the gaps. Chelsea Jones reports.
Even before the pandemic, hospitals struggled with a shortage of nurses. Now that COVID-19 cases are rising, the problem has gotten worse.
But second, if you're in a car accident today in most regions of the state, it's going to be a lot harder to get the help that you need.
Governor Andy Beshear says the state is taking several measures to increase healthcare capacity. They include deploying the Kentucky National Guard and FEMA strike teams and setting up COVID testing sites near overwhelmed hospitals. Some say the staffing shortages are due to pandemic burnout, like these nurses pointed out during Beshear's briefing.
It just felt like you could never catch up. There was just a surplus of patients coming in that were very sick. I mean, we had an entire nursing home come in at one time.
The Kentucky Hospital Association is calling on all licensed nurses, including those retired or working in other industries, to sign up and help.
And what's making the problem even more complicated is not just hospitals here in Kentucky that need nurses, but hospitals across the nation.
Deb Campbell with KHA says Kentucky is competing with other states for traveling nurses. It's putting hospitals in a financial bind since many have cut back on elective procedures.
Their revenue was lessened, and now they are obviously having to spend sometimes extremely high hourly rates of pay for folks who they are bringing in from outside of the state.
She says hospitals are desperately looking for temporary nurses. In Lexington, Chelsea Jones for the Fox 56 10 o'clock news.
We do have more information on how licensed nurses can assist hospitals in this story on our website, foxlexington.com.
Franklin County schools will be closed next week. It's the first Central Kentucky district to call off class this school year due to COVID. Students will be given NTI work to complete through next week. School leaders say they hope the closure will help reduce cases and the number of students and staff in quarantine. Sports will continue through next week. School leaders hope to have students back in the classroom on Tuesday, September 7th.
UK Hospital is treating more COVID patients right now than at any other time during the pandemic. 118 people are being treated for the virus, along with 32 people on ventilators. Among those people in the hospital are 5 children. To make room for a surge in patients, UK is limiting surgical operations along with elective procedures.